everything he talked about on these podcasts. He didn't even know Nip personally. This nigga made up a bunch of lies, and people paid him to come on podcasts. People paid him to say this shit. And it's like, people, are we so desperate for entertainment that we'll listen to some goofy shit like that for one, is not important, but two, most of that shit never even happened. That's what's crazy about that. Let me bring up Chemo Low. Chemo Low. You bring up. You got it, Chemo.
Hey, what's up, Red?
You got it, brother.
Yeah, I dig your show, man. Nah, man, I was just trying to bring up. I come up in the 80s, bro. You know, I come. You know Fred Dog? You know Fred Dog? What about Lottie Kool-Aid? You know Kool-Aid?
Hold on real quick. Chemo, you got to turn YouTube off in the background because it's echoing. So turn YouTube off in the background because every time somebody say something, it echoes. So just turn it off. As long as you on there, you good though. But go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. But it's still echoing. You got to turn off. You got to turn off YouTube because I think you're still watching YouTube. So every when you say something, it keeps echoing. He dropped down real quick. Let me bring up Scoop, man. Scoop a OG. Scoop know exactly what we talking about over here. So I got to bring up Scoop. Scoop, you got it?
What up, chat? What up, Red? Salute. Yo, you know what I'm saying? Because we looking like laughing stocks. You know what I'm saying? These people out here, they don't respect us. You know, being black has become just nothing but entertainment. Downfall is their come up. You know, they wind up making profits off of us. It don't profit the black community. It don't profit our struggle. You know, where them reparations at? That's what I want to know. Where them at? Where that at? So why these niggas sitting up talking all this bullshit? How come you ain't talking about them reparations that's owed to black people? How about you? How come they ain't talking about that? You out here tiptoeing around racial issues with the Mexicans because why? You don't want to offend them, but they don't mind offending us. When they was talking about that corn man, boy, they said everything they thought they could say about us. You know, they already had their opinions on us. Like Red said, you can't move in their neighborhood. You can't, hell, you lucky if you can even go over there without somebody trying to unalive you and take you off this earth. They don't want us over there. They clearly have stated that. They clearly show that. But you still refuse to talk about it. So you got these podcasts to do what? Make money off of black pain just like everybody else do? Make us look even worse? Like Red said, I don't want to hear no more about, you know, who called a fake account. Why do I get to hear something that I don't know how that goes? Especially when you from Southern California and definitely if you from LA. You know what I'm saying? You should have been up in that county jail one way or another. I don't care if you went that before a damn crap. When you come in there, we all know it's a war zone in there. We know how it's divided. We know how it's politics. We all know these wars. We all know what the gang model is. We know all of that.
I know you'll find me and dismantle
me. But yet you still giving these Mexicans credit as though they the homies. You ain't got no problem with them. But they clearly got a problem with you, and they got a problem with you being involved. That's going against your own people.
Yeah.
That's basically saying you. So why ain't people come telling him he hate his mama? I'll take your mama, your daddy, the people that created you, because you going to side with people who don't like where you come from. They don't like the color of your skin.
And if I said this group, white boys have joined the Mexican mafia, right? But a black man can never join the Mexican mafia. So they're telling you can only be a foot soldier. But a white motherfucker, he can surpass you and join the higher organization. So if you know that as a black person, how could you join some shit like that?
Yeah, you just a crash out for them. That's it. You go out there and put in work on another black person. to make another race of people
I can
happy.
fix it, but I do my best work in my
Make that make
science.
sense. You may as well
I
work
need
for
power to
Clank.
fix my buggy.
If that's the case,
I can
you might
show
as well
you
run
where
around,
to
go to
put the
Home
black
Depot
on
and buy
black.
ropes and string up as many Negroes as you can get your hands on.
Up that
Just to
path.
make the Klan happy. So
Before
you
you
turn
go,
it in and
grab
say,
some
Master,
bricks.
did I get
You
enough?
must be running on fumes.
You want me to go get some more? Don't like where you come from, but you want to be a part of what they got going on so bad that you'll do that. That don't make no sense. Knowing good and damn well they're going to press you. Anybody in LA know good and damn well. Pop up in El Monte. Pop up in Pico Revere. Pop up in Whittier. Pop up in Diamond Bar. Pop up in El Monte. And see if you don't get pressed.
Hey, Stu.
Hey, Stu.
Yeah, I want to ask Super OGs. Hey, Stu, you know, man, like, you know, as we was younger, bro, yes, we participated in dumb, adolescent dumb shit. But now I'm older, bro. I feel as though that I can go to a different community. I feel as though where me and your mindset at, I can go with you to your community, bro, and be respected as a black man than just a keyway, bro. I feel as though I can take you around me though, Scoop, and how I get down, and I'm respected enough where they'll respect you as an OG black dude instead of an OG Damo. You feel me? I'm just tired of the way this goofy. I'm tired of this LA gang coach is goofy, bro. You ain't about black empowerment. You the enemy. You just like the dog. You just like.
NBC's Juan Hilliard is live in Burlington, Iowa. Here with me in studio, NBC senior business correspondent Christine Romans and Catherine Rampell, opinion columnist at the Washington Post, and soon to be co-host of the evening edition of MSNBC's The Weekend. Congrats on that. So, Christine, Trump is scheduled to officially announce these tariffs. Rose Garden, 4 p.m. What more do we know?
Look, we know that he's going to put tariffs on countries, so we don't know which ones, but how much, and what products. So we're waiting to find out some clarity. The only thing that is certain is that we will certainly know what these reciprocal tariffs look like. Look, in the beginning, he said any tariff against the United States, he was going to just do the same one back. It's unclear if that's going to even be workable. This could be something a little more generic, like a certain percentage for a certain country, depending on how he feels they behave in free trade with the United States.
So, Vaughn, you are reporting from one of the front lines of this trade war, the farms of Iowa, and I wonder what folks there are telling you.
Right, and the home state of Ms. Romans, look, this is a place where they're not just looking at the announcement coming out of the White House here this afternoon, but they're anticipating the announcement of retaliatory tariffs from the likes of Canada, China, the EU, potentially Mexico, that are to come tomorrow or the days and weeks ahead because of the goods that are produced in the United States, not just manufacturing, but also agricultural goods, lobster, cotton, hog, pork, corn and soybeans, cherries, apples, potatoes, you name it. When it's exported overseas to markets across the world, there is consternation that if retaliatory tariffs are placed on those goods, like they were during the first Trump trade war from the first administration, that they are on the cusp of losing tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. I want to let you listen to part of my conversation with Bob Hemesath. Now, notably, he voted for President Trump the last 3 elections, and we actually first met 7 years ago. But as you at that point in time, there was more tangible. For example, renegotiating NAFTA with Mexico and Canada. This time around, as you'll hear him suggest, it's a little less clear what the goals of this administration are and what the end game is.
The question I would ask the administration is that I understand where you're at with the tariffs. I don't necessarily agree with the tariffs, but I want to know what markets are you looking at to open for my goods?
Essentially, what are the concessions from other countries that you're looking for?
Yeah, and where are you looking around the world to find opportunities for me to sell my product?
That's not clear to you right now?
No, it's not.
And that is where the question mark for so many of the folks on the ground here is what is the end game of this? And the last thing I would want to note on is back in that first trade war, there was $28 billion in relief payments that were ultimately doled out by the Trump administration to agricultural producers like farmer Bob Hemesath to make up for their financial losses. That same commitment has not been.
Farming on a good day is rough, right? Like, this is not something you can control as a business. Having said that, I guess there are people who feel like it will be helpful to them, to their business. Who are they?
Well, anyone who might be close enough to Donald Trump or to the administration to get a carve out. We saw this last time around when he imposed tariffs. There was not really an orderly process to make the case for whether a product category or a country should be exempted. So it was just whoever had the right connections, which is part of the yet another reason why this trade policy is really destructive, because it opens up the opportunity for more cronyism and more corruption. Beyond that, last time around, we also saw that certain countries that may have gotten less ire from Donald Trump or fewer measures taken against them, they were beneficiaries. So, for example, when we imposed a lot of tariffs on China, Vietnam was a big victor. A lot of the manufacturing that was targeted in China did not move back to the United States. It moved to other countries where it was more competitive relative to China and certainly relative to the United States to do that kind of production. So I think we should expect that as well. China itself may even benefit this time around. We recently saw that China banded together with South Korea and Japan, three countries that historically have not really gotten along super well, economically or otherwise, to create some sort of new trade promotion zone. This was the first time they met for an economic dialogue in over 5 years. So, you know, we're driving some of our closest allies, military allies and economic allies, into the arms of China, which may well see a second wind as a result of all of this.
Christine, this is not a closed down shop, but no leaks. Some people might speculate because they don't know yet what they're doing. We don't know what they know or don't know. But what are you hearing about the fact that they've decided to do it at 4 o'clock, and they've only got a half an hour before the market closes?
You know,
and that's if they start on time, which they don't always.
You know, there's only, the reason why there are no leaks is because only one person has the answer, and that's Donald Trump. You know, when he comes out and tells the cameras what he expects, markets close at 4 p.m.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
right,
there
not
won't
4:30.
right. So there won't be a reaction in U.S. stock markets, but there could be in Asia. So we'll be watching for sure. I will say one thing: when you ask a question about who are the beneficiaries, I've been talking to a lot of people, working class people, asking them, you know, hey, are you willing to trade off, you know, higher grocery prices, higher car prices for the president's agenda? And a surprising number of people who are Trump voters tell me yes, that they want to focus on $37 an hour factory jobs in the U.S., not $3 an hour factory jobs in Mexico, and that president is on that. That's what they think he is driving toward, and they want to see manufacturing back in the United States. They want to look back at what it was like in the 80s, and that's what they want. And so I'm surprised by the number of people I hear who can game out the vision longer term and say, I'm willing to take the pain right now.
Well, that assumes, of course, that this actually results in more manufacturing jobs, which I'm very skeptical of, particularly since the inputs that manufacturing companies in the U.S. need will also face higher tariffs.
4 o'clock, we will find out. We think.
Here, I heard the bloody sounds of a smackdown.
Catherine Rampell, appreciate you both being here on set with me.
Praise be! Praise be! The buggy's just over here. Follow me!
Easy, dog. Easy.
Rev it up and go, Saint. The buggy's humble, but she can haul.
The sooner I get my car back, the sooner I'll be on my way.
Amen! Here we arrive in time to save your black on black from slaughter. He's going to be from that looky-look point, he may be able to spot your car.
This is where collaboration creates a cleaner tomorrow. This is where teamwork and persistence safeguard our future.
We can see the camp.
Airflow looks good. Running auto in 3, 2, 1.
This is where partnership accelerates the delivery of therapies and drives the discoveries that save lives. This is where the next paradigm shift, market advancing, groundbreaking innovation is born. At the intersection of education and everything. This is Purdue, where we never stop coming together to explore the next big idea, tackle the new tough challenges, drive excellence, and scale. This is where the innovators and instigators, dreamers and doers, like you, rally to change the world and persistently pursue the next giant leap.
But he's not here now. You see, I don't see the Land Rover.
I'm getting my car back.
Please. An idea. It's better for you, and it's better for me. Just listen.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being with us today.
Scrap, it's gone. She'll never be whole again.
I feel like this is what pisses me off.
I can build your car, bring into creation one that's faster and tougher than the button ever was.
More luck for the on the first day of employment at the sheriff's office, and we hire once a month, I meet with men and women ethical and moral all the time. I expect you to treat people like you want your mother treated, and if you do that, you'll have and then I go on to explain that, you know, if you work for a fast food restaurant and they catch you sliding pizzas out the back door to their friends, they will terminate your employment and run you off. But there's a difference. If we find you violating the law at the sheriff's office, we will also terminate your employment, but we will lock you up in the county jail. We're held to a higher standard. You can't police a community if you don't hold yourself to a higher standard than you expect of the people from the community.
You got me fucked up.
You thought I was going to piss you off?
What is this place?
You are in the Outer Graves. Over there is the great
An ancient seabed.
So, with that being said, we're going to keep playing the video. So think about this. Okay. We're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. I'm going to give you 100. Let's see if we're going to maintain that good start. That being said. Then I look at them and I say, do you understand what I said? And I have them all say,
Sure.
yes, sir.
No, but we are at the bottom. It doesn't get any lower than this.
These folks forgot.
Why the fuck is employee pictures look like this? What the hell is this? You remember when they had picture names before? If I brought something like that to my mom, I'd get my ass whooped, my dude.
I like how you pulled up their fucking school pictures like a parent too. This is my child here. He graduated 10 years ago. Cum laude. He pulled that.
When you're ready, Saint, my holy hideout awaits.
Be on time for work every day. Want you to just wait 2 weeks for your paycheck? If you need $100 to make it through the day, you are not alone. There's a club offering you can get $750 in between paydays. It's your pay, your pace. You just verify your identity, spin this wheel right here, and boom, money's in your account. Your money is transferred right to your linked bank account. There's no credit check, no interest. like the experience. Get what you need to make your day right. Download Earn It and make it payday. Trust me, your future self will thank you, especially when the snacks run out.
I'm sure the plans will be to your liking.
You know, they forgot what they were taught. They obviously didn't pay any attention to my warning. And as a result, suppression team. We were receiving complaints and actually fears of gang activity and narcotics activity in the community, and they were sent there to try to keep the community safe, stop the narcotics dealing, and as a result, break up the gang activity.
Come and see, you'll say. Hallucination become truth. The angel made steel. By the fire that moves the piston, by the tranny on all high, by the cam and the U-joint blessed be, there she lies, the magnum opus.
He was backed up by Jamal Lawson and Garrett Cook.
There she is.
When they stopped, they asked
This ain't a car.
to search the
It's just a mess of parts.
No. She's knowledge from the numinous. Inspired. She wills herself upon this world. Look. See, here, divine meets dry shaft in a symbiosis of faith. Body made to measure. You want some of that old-time religion, huh? We got a classic whammy turbo high dog. Huh? Hell yeah! Bulletproof and torture tested. Statically upgraded with chum bucket overdrive. Coils, springs, shocks, and links too.
It's gonna be 8 cylinders, nothing less.
We'll get there. Yes. First, we have to get her beautifully alive.
Show me where it is.
Yes. No time like the present. Come on, Sing. We must go.
So they wrote an arrest affidavit, and they also wrote so this was on the 21st of December.
We will liberate her body from a place sad and strange, where the chariots of old went to die. A place they call the grave. So we must go in the dead of night, because their guardians are away on their wild hunt.
But they won't put any cash, any money, into property and evidence. They counted it, all three of them, at some point in time counted the money and determined it was $723. And then I'll fast forward to the investigation. Brzezinski said Lawson had the money. Lawson said he didn't have the money. Brzezinski had the money. And Garrett Cook said I never had the money. But they all admitted counting money. So they decided on the 23rd of December, we've really got a problem here. We're missing money. We've lost the $723. They decided at that point what they would do is they would all kick in and replace the money, which is inappropriate. So they did. And they did not go to the supervisor and say, we lost money. So time goes on. Brzezinski even has a conversation. Before this is over with, I'm going to get arrested. So they still remember. Now let's advance into March, when our suspects' felony charges are reduced to misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Once that happens, our suspect called property and evidence and said, hey, I'd like to have myself my money back. She said it was somewhere under $730. She didn't know exactly how much. Property and evidence reports.
We're low on fuel. Unfortunately, with gas time comes the blessings of gasoline. We should find enough fuel for us to make it to the graveyard.
that detective was filling in after the grid detective, and she said, look, I would like my money back. So he looks, he pulls up.
Over there! Fuel cans!
He calls Brzezinski and says, I don't see any money here. Brzezinski starts talking to his buddies, and I'm giving you the 30,000-foot view because, and you can see in the press release, they have different versions of this conversation. In the meantime, Brzezinski also calls down to P&E, Property and Evidence. The Property and Evidence lady goes, no, there's no mention of any money in any of that property and evidence that was seized and ultimately we have. But the Property and Evidence lady went forward and searched all around to see if maybe a piece of evidence got lugged by
Whoever was here is long gone now,
she found
along with anything of use.
All around! Keep your eyes peeled! A big steel gift box! What prizes do you hold?
So they had this conversation. And he said, did anybody
She's out of gas.
just forget this conversation occurred? She looks at the photo. She says to herself, that doesn't sound right.
I ain't about to lose my job for the money I can't. I ain't about to lose my job.
Stop fighting!
I'm saying, it's all over the place. At first, I was like, yeah, they're fucking corrupt. Get them. Then I found out it was $723. Like, do I really give a fuck?
And they didn't really steal it, from what they say.
Allegedly. And then, so
Okay.
look at this free. You know what I mean? Free my cops. Can you even say that?
No.
Free my cops. Free my partner.
Free my niggas cops.
Fill her up! All the way to the brim!
And then I find out the reason why they got the money in the first place was because they arrested someone for marijuana, which I'm like, who cares? Right? So I'm getting through this story, I'm like, bro, just let me know. Who cares? This is like, let me go get her money back.
Praise! She's full! But let's bring an extra.
And then I find out this dude's kicking up on himself and be like, yo, anybody know something? Don't talk to anybody. Get me rid of this shit, bitch. And I'm like, yo, get this nigga. Get him now. Because now I'm invested again. Now I'm like, get him, you wanna what?
IRS e-file is now open. Step 2 is file your taxes 100% free, plus get your biggest refund. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple Form 1040 returns. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, and student loan interest. File now.
If they about to do this shit for this motherfucker, they get some other shit.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. I mean, you already there.
Hey,
well, let me get to it.
Let's go. Okay. I hope season 8 doesn't let me down. Let's go.
So she goes to her sergeant. Her sergeant.
Now, let us make haste before the nightly hunters return to their lair.
What is this all about? The night. Sergeant, we gotta cover up. The sergeant says, stop. I don't know what you're talking about, but stop what you're doing. Everybody did what was right. Came to their attention by our suspect is now living on the back. That needs to be closed. So our sergeant gives me his supervision.
Nobody around. The gate unguarded. The gasoline sinks. One blast and split it wide open.
So let's make this one count.
We do an investigation, and our detectives and supervisors are simply the very best, did what they were supposed to do. When they saw something that wasn't right, they immediately investigated. And within 5 days of this being the first co-op to our attention, and us sorting through and talking to the supervisors at the P&E and completed an investigation. On Friday night, we locked all through these.
Exaltation! She's cracked open! We must hurry. Wardens of this place murder on sight! The fiends that tend this catacomb don't like strangers! There are dangling man-killers everywhere! Tread careful!
And we don't know where they're going to go. Yes, but all parties like the way that they try to deal with evidence, which is what's the big deal. They didn't see the issue with that. First,
more traps ahead.
You know, obviously the initial reactions are not everything. But if you think about creating public trust, we all know that we're still something very close. We got common toxic people. So that these guys on the student center and play basketball, black acquaintances, we got to lead by example, consider representation powers, extra privileges, extra responsibility. So I think that's the state. I think that's where we should go. The second thing I think of is the only reason these guys got caught is because they're dumb as fuck.
Danger! Horror! We mustn't dally!
And he says, like, oh, you know, this is the only time we can really remember capturing multiple people. Best believe there's far more elaborate, well-covered, well-documented cover-ups or police officers, institutions, stealing money, stealing drugs, all this has happened. That don't even remember. They only caught this one because we're quick that, hey, I need my money back, and then we go out to the evidence that makes them invisible. And the people are stupid in the way that they went and lost them. They can still tell them. Goodbye.
Stop it! No!
Keep an eye on the car.
So nobody was very open about it, very transparent with it. But I got mixed feelings, so I'm happy that that happened the way he handled it. But now I thought about the police. That's why we say that's why
keep rolling!
It's something I got not ready to put a cop on the over and we had this conversation and I was talking about, you know, you're a cop from black, he didn't like that. Shout out to Mr. Johnson. That's the story. Anyway, so, and he was like saying, no, I don't like what you're saying. Like, listen, and his partner went overboard at some point saying some shit to me, and they went to the car to verify my ID while we were having this conversation.
There! Our prize, right for the taking! Go quickly! The only way to get up there is through those cave tunnels!
50 Cent is having the time of his life right now because Rick Ross just
Get the car in place down here. I'll lower the body onto it.
Yes. Everyone saw this.
She'll be ready.
Except for I will. Himself. Now the entire internet is eating up this drama.
Grind on the outside as you are on the inside, my love.
But honestly, what was Meech expecting from an ex-cop under the bus? But the craziest part, Big Meech was out here cozying up to Rick Ross like he was his personal lord and savior as soon as he got out of prison some months ago. Instead of keeping his distance and appreciating the man who kept things gangster with him, Meech linked up with Ross, fully knowing that Rose has been one of 50's longtime enemies. Now, while 50 Cent wasn't exactly expecting Big Meech to treat Rick Ross like a sworn enemy, the fact that Meech was out here grinning in pictures with Rose and acting like Rick Ross had been holding it down for him for the past 2 decades
That had to feel like a knife straight to
Maybe I could sit down
And
this.
of course, the betrayal didn't stop there. Big Meech kept twisting that knife deeper by linking up with Floyd Mayweather, while Lil Meech, despite 50, was out here talking about real power. Like, is that how you repay the man who literally gave your son $5 million in a career all these years?
Flashlight.
Sure, people say 50 Cent made millions off Big Meech's name, but at least he built something from it. What did Rick Ross do other than play Big Meech like a game of chess? Ross knew this whole situation was going to turn into major drama, and he played it like the cunning man that he is, chasing clout, soaking up attention, and feeding his ego. And the moment things started heating up, what did he do? He started pulling away before anybody could even process what was happening. I mean, how else do you explain the fact that the second things got messy, Ross suddenly developed a shoulder injury and made sure the entire internet knew about it?
See what I'm doing right now?
Still works too.
Still getting to the money. Still count paper. This ain't a pump and dump, baby.
Like, suddenly we're supposed to feel bad for him? And here's where things get even wilder. Rick Ross wasn't just using that shoulder injury as an excuse to distance himself from Big Meech. Nope. He was also using it as a cover to avoid answering to his fans. The same fans he scammed with his crypto coin, Boss Token. People were all over the internet calling him Ruggy Ross because the way he pulled the rug out from under everybody who trusted him with their money, well, it's safe to say he hit the ground hard too. And let's not forget, it was just days after he lied to Big Meech and got exposed that he magically ended up with that broken shoulder. And honestly, that says a lot. And here's the thing. According to rumors, Rick Ross was the one hyping up Big Meech, telling him to ask 50 Cent to increase his money. Like, you literally can't make this stuff up. Now, Big Meech has nothing to his name as we speak, and that's exactly why other artists are avoiding him like he's got some kind of seed. Even the Wingstop franchises that everyone thought Big Meech was going to benefit from, word on the street is that Rick Ross low-key sold most of them off, leaving only about 2, just to funnel the money into his real estate business. And get this, if Rick Ross hadn't gotten in the way, Big Meech could have been making a serious comeback in the industry. But instead, he kept making silly decisions. And Lil Meech, he was out here blowing millions on his chrome hearts jeans, trying to keep up with stars like Gunna. And now, everything they had is completely gone. At this point, people are clowning Big Meech for how quickly this so-called friendship with Rick Ross blew up in his face. One of the loudest voices has been Michael Rivers, straight up said he doesn't feel bad for either Lil Meech or Big Meech because they're both grown men and should have seen this coming from a mile away. This is the corner of the internet.
Like, I'm a grown man. Why don't you ask for my be alright.
Now, Big Meech isn't the first person Rick Ross has left high and dry in the desert. He literally did the same thing to his own crew. Left them to get beaten up in Canada, only to come back later. Now,
Trust me. Go. Run into the woods and don't look back.
Penelope ran off, and Quinn rushed after her. Quinn finally sat next to Penelope on the curb. He hugged her shoulder.
Don't listen to Scarlett. She's just jealous.
It's not just her.
Shoot for the fuel tank! Oh, hell, pursues us! Yes, there's creatures of the underworld! Something's loose. I can fix it now if you stop. Or later, at my sanctum.
Scarlett
It's
and I
your choice.
argued earlier that night. I gave her an iPhone 14 as a gift, but she wanted the iPhone 15 and was upset. It'd be very embarrassing to carry around in front of her friends.
Penny held up a hand to interrupt Quinn's story.
Wait, she complained about getting an iPhone as a gift?
Yeah, that's right. So anyway, that night, she texted me to ask if I was going to buy you a suit, and I said yes. A few minutes later, the store got a call from the Sheraton Hotel. Someone wanted to take Patty and Tommy to go back to DC UO. I was on the line, and the grocery hours, and I got the stuff in the store. Inside, it just came back and I crashed into the line. The elevator above. She did. When I arrived at the room, I knocked. Scarlett. She was wearing a robe. Her wet hair cascaded down her shoulder.
Has been moving this whole time. Even Whack 100 called out Rick Ross for being the real bad guy in this whole drama. So he literally saw it from the jump.
Bad guy out of all this. Who's the bad guy? I don't know the bad guy. Yes, it is. That man, let's talk about it. I think Beach is the one that made it.
I need more than just a body and some wheels.
Hey, man!
No.
We need parts. Scarce as they are. Help me gather all this scrap.
That's what he was doing and what that would lead to.
He knew exactly what he was doing from the jump. He hyped Beach up to be his ally while turning him against 50,
With the
making
heart.
all these big
Ooh,
promises
say.
about setting him up and helping him make money. But in the end, it was all just talk. I mean, as much as people hate to admit it, Whack
How so?
had a point. If Rick Ross was really serious about helping Big Meech get back on his feet, he would have kept their business low-key. But no, he was out here roasting 50 and
So, we got all we need?
Just junk and parts.
Damn well he was never going to do it. And now,
Yeah,
none
but
of
the
that is
jag
happening
tip,
as
it's
Rick Ross
not
is
here.
on silent on things.
It's
The
not.
only thing
It's
Rick
not here
Ross
at
is out
all.
here promoting is whatever's going to make his own pockets fatter.
For,
and Big Meech
it's
is
just
no
there
longer
for,
existent.
safe.
And here's the part that has everyone's jaw on the floor. Word on the street is that Rick Ross was actually the real reason Big Meech's welcome benefit party got canceled.
We're going Black 101. Here we go. Good luck to everyone. Oh my God, stop. No way. It's Lakers.
If the hunchback delivers, this harpoon will be very useful. Got the jag tip.
But the whole time, he had us believing it was 50 cents. And why did he do that? Simple. He didn't want Big Meech reaping all the benefits from that concert and making a major comeback in the game. Instead, he wanted Meech to stay in his shadow while he played the good cop role for the public. I mean, when 50 posted and later deleted saying, "I had nothing to do with this, please stop calling my phone, I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am." A lot of people didn't believe him. But now, it's all making perfect sense. Big Meech was out here thinking Rick Ross was on his side, especially because of that whole BMF song where Ross rapped, "I think I'm Big Meech." Now, that's actually wild. But here's a question that might get your head spinning. What if Rick Ross really wanted to be Big Meech? I mean, think about it. Rick Ross has a whole history of building his brand off other people's identities, especially when those people are rap kingpins. It's not even up for debate. The man literally took his stage name from the real Rick Ross, a notorious kingpin who was sitting behind bars at the time. And let's not forget, when the real Rick Ross got out, he called him out for it and even tried to sue him.
How do you feel about the rapper Rick Ross having the fame?
Well, the fact that he stole my name. Not that we have the same name. He actually stole my whole story, my identity. The whole thing. You know, he built his career off of my legacy.
Now, this all happened in 2005, and by 2010, when the real Rick Ross, who ran a massive empire in the 80s, filed a lawsuit against rapper Rick Ross for trademark infringement and misusing his identity, Rosie claimed that he was lying and that he invented the name, and in 2013, a judge ruled in favor of the rapper. Because let's be real, Rosie was richer, much more famous, and let's not forget that he used to be a cop, so everything was already working in his favor.
To stand a chance, she'll need nitrous. I know how, but
You just scared him.
Just like that.
It'll be easy.
Yes, but first, Schroeder swore boys are out there. And if we don't weaken their numbers, why, it'll mean the end of you, me, and the magnum opus.
All right,
But
let's
when
do
it
it.
came time to actually help Meech make a real comeback, he was nowhere to be found. And this is just another example of what Rick Ross did to Larry Hoover back in 2021. Rick Ross has a long history of using Larry Hoover, who was a real kingpin in the rap world, to chase clout in his songs while Hoover was still locked up in prison. In fact, word on the street was that Rick Ross had paid millions of dollars to the gangster disciples just
See those metal monsters? Schroeder swore boys put them up to mark their turf. Bring them down for good.
Ramming could damage our front, but it should work.
Rick Ross as a person because, let's be real, bro can turn on you at any time.
In his career, did you have any respect for him?
Yo, what's the deal, bro?
What it do, family?
Shit, just playing this damn Mad Max. This shit ain't too bad, bro. Hey, multiplayer, but
She ain't popped yet?
nah, not yet. If she did, she ain't told me shit.
Boy, she playing with you, boy. She pulling that shit up on your ass, boy. That shit gonna pop without your ass. They gonna be like, nigga, you was never there.
I know, right? I called her this morning, bro. She ain't answer, so I'm calling her ass right now.
The subscriber you are trying to reach is...
I don't know.
Oh, damn. Nah, bro, that sound like a phone off type shit.
Nah, she just ain't answer. I'm gonna call her mama in a second. I'm gonna text her mama and ask if she okay.
A lot of fans are convinced that Rick Ross is probably out there punching the air right now, especially since just a few weeks ago he was out here bragging about buying 50 monsters. Looking back now, that claim sounds
Okay, so my base power is telling me 46 power.
I will buy your masters.
As for Lil Meech and
Hold on, let me turn this. Let me pause. You say your base power?
Yeah, like when I'm on the home screen, because your home screen is gonna tell you like a certain power. But when you go in the game and you actually go on your character, it's gonna tell you like, okay, this is your power. You feel me? So I use the home as like a basis of like what I'm looking at. So then I can say, okay, bet.
Okay.
Crimson Horizon.
Stay. Got the car.
I will destroy this shit.
Yeah,
I'm tweaking.
All I know, bro, is we out here, bro.
I'm a load in.